Morning everyone. Little bit of a different video for you today, and just before it starts I'd just like to point out that the comments in the video aren't a reflection on the suppliers of the machine. Stakesy were brilliant supplying the machine, really helpful, and also the delivery was great. The machine came really fast. This following video is just purely my first impressions of the machine itself. Right, wasn't expecting this to happen so soon, but my new metal cutting bandsaw and the table attachment have just arrived, and I only ordered them on Wednesday, maybe yesterday, and it's Friday today and they're already here. So I'm a little bit excited. So I'm going to unbox these now, get it built up, and then I'll do you a little video of it in action. Woo! So that's the Femi, or the Femi 782 XL, what they call a portable metal cutting bandsaw. Doesn't look very portable to me, but we'll get it out of the box and get it set up in the workshop and let you guys have a proper look at it. Well, that's it all built up. Not had it running yet, but I'll be perfectly honest with you, for what I've paid for it, I'm not that impressed. This upright, this is your saw. The motor's at the back, and then obviously the bandsaw runs through this. This table's had to be assembled separately. It's not that square. I've had to square it up. It's supposed to be clamped into here in a fit and forget. I've had to square this up quite a lot. I spent a lot of time, and there's no way. There's a hinge down here. There's no way. There's no kind of locking pin to lock this into a 90-degree position. So it kind of, there's a lot of weight there. I'm going to probably have to bolt it down. Obviously it's not in the right position. I'm going to have to try and probably have to rebuild this table and bring this table round into a different position. But first impressions aren't great, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm really excited about this machine as well, but it's not great. I'll see what it cuts like. If it cuts like a dream, then it's worth you know, fixing it down properly and maybe building a cradle for this. But there's a lot of weight there to say that it's not supported. There's no locking pin or anything. This is just stood in an upright position, and up until me locking these bolts in, and these bolts only sit onto the casting. Up until me locking these bolts in, all this were literally resting against this casing. I've looked through it all a couple of times. There's a pin to lock it shut, but there doesn't seem to be a pin to lock it in the 90-degree position. So I don't know what to do. I'll see what it cuts like. If it cuts like a dream, then I'll figure it out. But well, I'll get back to you anyway. Well, it does actually cut pretty neatly. That's good. It's gone through that relatively quickly, a lot quicker than I can do with a grinder, put it that way. And a nice straight line. So I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to keep it. One thing that is apparent, and this isn't actually the table that I ordered. Yeah, the company are called Stakesy Metalwork and Machinery, and they seem to be the main guys for these Femi machines. Do their own table for this, and that's what I actually ordered. I ordered their own table, which had a better finish than this. But I don't know, for some reason they must have been out of stock, or they've sent me the wrong table. But they've actually sent me the Femi version, the Femi table, which you'd think would be better, but yeah, I can live with it. I'm going to have to put some sort of secondary covering over this, because this is just awful, and this gap here is way too big. And there's obviously some sort of side rail or something that goes in this, but for what I need, I'm going to put some sort of, I'll put some sort of secondary covering over this, because this gap's way too big for doing small stuff. But yeah, mediocre impression for what they cost. Mediocre. It cuts, don't get me wrong, first impressions on the cutting, it cuts great, but the build quality is shocking. So I've lifted the bench up, because this bench here was a lot lower for my other bandsaw, for the bigger bandsaw, and I've kind of made this little extending table piece just out of some 19mm ply and doubled up underneath with some more ply and an old kitchen worktop leg that I had. And now that it's all bolted down, it isn't actually too bad. It's a lot more solid. I've squared just squaring the blade up now with the table, so the cut up, and then my camera cut off. Yeah, just squared the blade up now so that my cuts were square. And now I've got it all bolted in place. I've just got it down, bolted it down with some big self tappers into this plywood for now, and some washers. Seems to have done the trick. It's pretty solid. I might have to move it a little bit further forward, just depending on. I've got probably 10 inches there for cutting longer pieces, and I can always turn it round, so it should be okay. But it's very much a case in point that you know, build quality is everything, and as I said, build quality on this, for what they are, isn't fantastic, but it does cut okay. So it remains to be seen how it'll do over the coming weeks, but we'll see. Okay guys, I'm going to sign off now, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.